All right, good morning, guys. Page 28, lesson 3. The homework from yesterday. Which ones are the same? A couple of them are easier, a couple of them are not. There are a total of 4 that should be circled here. The first one is A. If I take everything times 10 up here, and then they rearrange the order of the X and Y, which is no big deal, I will get A. B, if I were to solve this one for Y, so if I move the 72x over and divide everything by 12, I'll get negative 6x and a positive 5, which is B. For C, if I divide everything by 6, I will get this one. And the one that was the trickiest, I think, was G. You solve it for x, and then you divide by 72 to get x by itself. So you move the 12y over and you divide everything by 72, you will get letter G. Question number 2, graph a system of linear equations with no solution. And write an equation for each line. You could do vertical lines, you could do horizontal lines. I'm going to just draw a couple lines here. Again, they have to be parallel, is the problem. Probably should use a ruler, I got one right here. Okay, so there's my parallel lines. That's what you had to do for part A, draw 2 things that don't cross to write an equation here. So the ones that I drew have a slope of 1. Goes up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. So I can write 1x or just x, doesn't matter. My y-intercept, where does it cross my y-axis, is at 1. So I'm going to put a plus 1 there. It's pretty simple. Second one, slope has to be the same, right? They are parallel. And the one that I drew here goes through negative 4. That is my y-intercept. Question number 3. Write an equation relating the 2 variables. All right, well, rice is $2 a pound. Beans are $1.60 a pound. I use an R for rice and B for beans. A total of $10. So there's my equation. Now, if I'm going to solve that for R, all right, so let's do a little work here. If I'm going to solve that for R, I got to get rid of the 160B. So let's subtract it to get rid of it, and then I got to divide everything by 2. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. 1.6 divided by 2 should be 0.8. There we go. Now I got to solve it for B. All right, so I'll go back to the original here, solve it for B. So I got to get rid of this positive 2R. So I'm going to subtract the 2R, and then I'm going to divide by 1.6. So 10 divided by 1.6 6.25. 2 divided by 1.6 is 1.25. All right, and final question number 4. Solving equations here, again, different ways to do that. The first one here, well, let's just combine the left side. So I got 2x. I'm going to take 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times negative 2x, again, I'm just distributing. The right side, let's take 3 times 2x, again just distributing, that's 6x, 3 times 2 is 6, all divided by 6 is 4. Let's combine the left side, 2x minus 6x is, or minus 8x is minus 6x. I can actually take both of these divided by 6, that's nice, right? 6x divided by 6 is 1x, 6 divided by 6 is 1. Could combine this on the right side. 1 plus 4 is, of course, 5. Add 6x to both sides. Gotta get rid of this plus 5, so I'm gonna subtract 5, get the x by itself. So x is 1, that's the answer for A. Comes out really nice. B, we'll move up to the top here. This is one I told you would kind of come out as a fraction. So I'm going to add 3x to both sides, or 3z, excuse me. So I got 7z plus 5 equals negative 8. I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. And then I'm going to divide by 7. So negative 13 sevenths, negative 2, nope, negative 1 6 sevenths would be fine as well. All right, on the last one here, C, I'm going to take everything times 8 since that's the common denominator, least common denominator to get rid of the fractions. So 1/2 times 8, half of 8 is of course 4. Negative 1/8 times 8 would just be 1, right? So that's just going to be negative q, which is really nice. And the right side, if I take that times 8, 4 goes into 8 twice, so I just got to take everything times 2 over there, and all my fractions are gone. Now it's a lot simpler. So again, I'm going to look at my letters first. I'm going to add q to both sides. Now my q's over here. Let's get rid of this minus 2. How do I get rid of minus 2? And that's, of course, adding 2 to both sides. And then your last step is always divide by what's in front of the letter. And your answer is 2.